So a few things have come to my attention this morning. One, I have pink eye. Yay. Two, Disturbed dropped their new album today. And I've heard the teaser tracks, but I really want to listen to that album all the way through before I go into my procedure today. I apologize if I sound a little groggy. I am sick, but I'm going in to get my esophagus re-widened, as it has significantly narrowed over the past few years, especially. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to give Disturbed's brand new 2022 album, Divisive, a listen all the way through, and then I'm going to give it my most honest reviewed opinion. So let me jump right into that, and hopefully I can upload this before I have to go to the hospital, but let's do it. Well, if you can't tell, I'm a little more awake after that one. I've got my track-by-track notes here, and I was going to do an overall album, like, review note list thing, but it's all in the head. I got it. Dude, at 2022, Disturbed is still releasing incredible music. So let's just start off with track-by-track and dissect this motherfucker. Hey You. This one was released, I want to say, a couple months ago. We knew about this song. We listened to it. Most of us enjoyed it. It's a great opener with Are You Ready vibes. Now, Are You Ready was probably one of like two songs that I thought were really, really good from Evolution. And I loved it. I loved having another album that opens up this way. It was really good. Awesome energy. The fast vocal section in the middle gives you some really old Disturbed vibes. It kind of gives you hope because a lot of us, the majority of us, I know, weren't as big of fans as Immortalized and Evolution as we were their previous shit. So, yeah. But, Bad Man, okay, track number 2. A little typical for Disturbed, or, like, in general, just kind of, like, typical new metal, hard rock sound. But pulling at your emotions a little bit, not your heartstrings, but your emotions a little bit with those incredible, subtle Draymond vocal harmonies. There's something about David Draymond's voice, especially when you layer it, that just makes it sound absolutely fucking amazing. So, solo is great. Overall, good song. Now, moving into the title track. I'm trying to make this like a little bit of a quicker video, because I am a little nervous to go to the hospital later, but it is what it is. So, Divisive. This is the one I think I had this is the one I had the most notes over. This is my favorite track on the album by far. Insanely good title track. I don't think there's a bad part of this song at all. Literally none of it. There's such a good meaning behind this. Love the chorus. The high note before the chorus is insane. I love it. I don't want to say it's a groovy song, but it's definitely something. I don't know what the word would be to describe that, but it definitely is something, and it's an incredible song and an amazing sound from Disturbed, in my opinion. I fucking love this song. One of the best Disturbed songs I've heard in a while. Now, that is not exaggeration. That is the truth. I was a little disappointed with Evolution when it came out. I don't remember when that came out, but yeah. I'm trying to remember, but no, it was kind of a weak album in my opinion. And this was definitely a good rebuttal, I guess. Unstoppable. I didn't really have much to say about this song. This came out recently as well, before the whole album came out, and I actually really enjoyed this song. I just didn't really have much to say about it. I just said another headbanger. This one also gave you the early Disturbed vibes, and I really like that. I like early Disturbed a lot. And this sounds a lot like their old sound. Love to Hate. Okay, this is where I started noticing a theme of this album. The fuck was that? This is where I started noticing a theme from this album. And I like it. This song dives into the human mind a little bit. How we all kind of just fucking love to despise everything in this world. Because for some reason that's more appealing to the human brain than being happy. Kind of sounds like Hey You in the chorus a little bit, but other than that, another great banger with constant energy. I love it. All right, Feeding the Fire. I said by this point, I'm in love with this album. The clean vocals are very good in this album. Or in this song, really. This was the only song with, like, very notable clean vocals, except for the next one that I'm about to get into. So I like the way that they slowed it down in this track. It reminded me a lot of Crucified from their Asylum album, which I believe came out in 2010. Not 100% sure on that one. Yeah, 2010. Because The Lost Children, which I don't even... If I'm going to do a ranked video on this band, which I probably am very soon, I don't think I'll include The Lost Children, because it's not a studio album. Although I included Diamonds in the Rough on Avenged Sevenfold. What sense does that make? It doesn't. But yeah, another great song. Don't Tell Me. Now, okay, listen. At first, I was like, oh, a guest vocalist. Let's see how this goes. The way they sound together is too fucking good. I was going to say it's so fucking good. It is too fucking good. I love this song. Definitely a strong, strong ballad from Disturbed. And Anne as well. She's an incredible vocalist. This amazing ballad, absolutely gorgeous and relatable. I definitely felt this song a little bit deeper. I'm still recovering from things that happened all the way back in August, and that's okay. But this song is definitely one of those that just really kind of takes you back into it and reminds you of how far you've come. So I really like that song. Take Back Your Life. Now, I don't have much to say other than this is a great song with a great meaning. It kind of reminded me that I need to get the fuck up and actually do something with my life because, well, take back your life. So I'm gonna. Part of Me. Now, this is the only one on the album for me that is kind of weak and didn't fit the rest of the theme of the album. Granted, the ballad didn't necessarily fit the overall theme that I have in my head for this album, but Part of Me kind of really took you away from the album a little bit. Definitely the weakest on the album for me. That doesn't make it bad, though. It just doesn't feel very Disturbed. It doesn't feel like them as much as the rest of the album, or as the rest of their discography, to be honest. That doesn't make it a bad song, though. All right, closing track, Won't Back Down. Love the opening riff. This song is definitely really good. This song is about fighting for what is yours and what you believe in. Great way to close the album. That's what I had to say. And I personally, I want to go into the overall album notes right now. Let's just talk about it right now. So, with this album, this has to be the most political album they've ever put out. To me, that's a good thing. To some, it might not be. A lot of people are, sick of political shit right now. They're sick of politics within itself. They're sick of hearing people's opinions. They're just sick of it all, which is understandable. In my opinion, this country has gone downhill very much in the past 2 years. So we all want to witness a change. Some of us do, at least. The vast majority of us do. So some of us are sick of politics right now. This album is incredibly political in somewhat of a different way. It's diving more into human struggles from what I'm getting at. Hey You almost kind of gives a government feel, which I like because it talks about how we're kind of just doing as everyone says. And we've grown. I got that we've grown to despise it. Government was supposed to be the thing that held us together, and it is now the thing that is kind of tearing this country apart. And the controversy and all of it. So, I think that there has never been a better time for this album to come out than right now. Some people might disagree with me on that. Also, going into Disturbed as a whole, this is their best album since Asylum. this might, I don't want to say, no, this isn't better than Asylum, but this is their best album since Asylum. To me, this is their strongest fucking album since 2010. And this is definitely not in the bottom 3 albums from Disturbed. Like, I'm coming up with a kind of a little bit of a ranking already for what I'm going to come out with this video. I'd like to re-listen to the albums again, the ones that I'm not super familiar with, because the other ones are always stuck in my head. I've been infected with the sickness since I was, the sickness of Disturbed, since I was a little kid. I mean, literally when I was 2 or 3 years old was the first time I heard Down with the Sickness, and I fell in love with it. I even sang that song on Rock Band 2 when I was like 4 years old, so Disturbed has definitely been a part of my life for like a decade and a half, which is crazy to say. I'm 18 years old now, and I got into this band when I was like 2 or 3. What 3-year-old kid asks their dad to play Disturbed? So having this album dive back into their roots a little bit, maybe not so much the sickness. The sickness is kind of like Disturbed's, it's like one of Disturbed's own styles. Like there's no other album really like that one, but it's just nice to see them go back to their roots a little bit, and seeing them put out an album that has not been this good, in my personal opinion, in like a fucking 12-year span. It's really good to see this album come out, and I think that it's nice that they were able to put this album out, especially given how their past 2 albums have taken so long to release. That's my thoughts on Divisive. If you guys want to go give this album a listen, I would highly recommend it. And I don't take that lightly. This is an incredible album with insane energy almost all the way through. And no, I would give this one overall effect, I'll give it an 83 out of 100. Really good album. Gotta give it to him. Especially, like I said, only taking 2 years for this to come out. So sometime, hopefully, within the next week or 2, you'll see a ranked video of all of Disturbed's albums here on this channel. I apologize, I'm sick. My words aren't coming out as great as they usually are. You could probably tell that I'm stuffy. But let's see, how many albums are we going to have to rank, guys? We got The Sickness, Believe, 10,000 Fists, Indestructible, Asylum, Immortalized, Evolution, and Divisive. Okay, so we got 8 studio albums to rank. It's not going to be that hard. It's really not. One that I am struggling with right now that you guys are going to see after this video, not sure when it's going to be posted. Again, I'm going in to have my procedure today. I'm going to be groggy as fuck. Probably within the next week, you'll see a video released on Nightwish. So that one has been incredibly hard. I have only I've only listened to their first 3 albums so far, and it's so hard to place them. It really is, but I'm going to do my best to come up with a good list. And you might also see an album this coming week, not an album, a video this coming week with me and my cousin's opinion on Blackwater Park by Opeth, the album, and dissecting that the best we can. And that should be probably a longer video. But yeah, that's my thoughts on the new Disturbed album, Divisive. It literally came out like 12 hours ago. Really good album. Also, actually, no. One more thing about this album. Diving into like humanity and what we have become and the struggles of humanity itself, the biggest theme of this album. I like that this album has constant bitching about who we are as a human race and as a nation and as our fucking world right now. I love that people are still coming out with music bitching about this, because it feels like no one is hearing it from the other perspective. It's all media portrayed. But music is still a place where political views can be thrown out there and opinions can actually be appreciated. And I appreciate that about music. So that's another great thing about this album. But if you guys enjoyed this video, if you want to go give it a listen, definitely go do that. I hope to see you guys coming up soon in the next videos. Again, we got Nightwish, the dissecting of Blackwater Park, and a ranking of Disturbed, all coming up very soon. So stay tuned for that, guys. I hope you guys enjoy, and rock on, subscribe, become a part of the metal cult, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace out, rock on, fuck off, and have a really good day.